Realize that education and working are two masters. You
You
can't
can't serve the
you
two,
can't serve the
right?
two at a time. You need to pick one over the other. If I pick education over my work, I don't have the finance to sponsor education.
Education.
But if I pick my work over education, whatever I earn from there little by little, I can use it to finance my education.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode on the Thinking Out Loud podcast. And I'm Mackenzie, your host. And in today's video, I'm not going to be doing it alone, of course. I have a wonderful guest here with me. So, and he's a billionaire. Of course, you guys should realize, you guys will know him better. And in today's episode, we are going to be discussing about the power of hard times. I mean, how hard times can make extraordinary men. And this, my guest right here, is no exception to this rule of hard times. I mean, what hard times can do for people. I mean, how it changed them from what they used to be to where they're supposed to be. So I would like him to introduce himself because I'm not. I would like him to introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Ifeanyi Joseph Francis. It's a pleasure being on the show. I know be billionaire. May they no
You
carry
guys,
me.
I'm not going to say any other thing. Once the show starts, you will understand why I called him a billionaire, bro. All right, you can continue.
It's a pleasure having you, bro.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure.
you're welcome, bro. So today he's going to be sharing with us the story of his life, how he went from a computer repairer to a tech bro who earns at least 500k in a month. You guys know what 500k is in the present day Nigeria. So he's going to be telling us the story of his life. I mean, the massive change this guy has undergone in the past years since I've known him, it's not here. Like, the change was massive. I mean, I will even show you guys one of his pictures, the pictures we took about when we are seeing 300 level in the university. If you see this guy is very skinny guy, as in looking like something that we carry. It's just a matter of seconds. You guys, I mean, he understand what I'm saying. So, bro, the floor is yours. Just tell us how you went through these hurdles to make yourself this fortune you have today.
Well, first of all, I would want to give thanks to God
Everly.
who has kept us alive and then in good health. I would always tell people that the best ability is availability. Being
Most
available,
definitely, yeah.
yes,
At
being
the right
available,
place, at the
exactly,
right time.
because it is usually said that when opportunity meets preparation,
Yeah.
that's when you become successful.
Success comes in, yeah.
So I remember when I finished secondary school, then there was this man. He attends our church. I can't forget him. His name is Bro John. We used to call him Bro John. So he called me aside one day and then he said, I can see how the economy is, and I can see that being successful requires me to be dynamic. Dynamic in the sense that I should be able to do different things, you know. So after telling me a lot of stuff that day, I had to go back. I thought about it. So when I was done with secondary school, the first thing I did then was to enroll in a computer training center. Now, during that period, others were trying to learn graphics design and use of MS Word and the likes. Those are actually wonderful courses. But I was interested in the hardware aspect of computer. I really wanted to know how to fix computers because I always believe that if I'm able to fix computers, I can be able to do more. If I understand how computer operates and why it operates the way it does, I should be able to do more. So it inspired me to learn how to fix computer. I also had a friend then, Bonaventure. He was also a computer repairer, so he learned first before me, and he also inspired me to go into that program. So during that period, then I was done with my WAEC. I was going for that program. Every day you go, you learn. I tried as much as possible to be serious because oftentimes you realize that you only have one chance for something. You only have one chance. You take that chance you've had. So I learned that computer training. That was in Port Harcourt. So after learning, I left Port Harcourt after a couple of years, and then I came down to my current base. So here in my current base, I started searching for where to learn, continue learning, perfecting what I've learned, and then get used to the trade. So I saw this cyber cafe, and I met someone in that cafe, and he was the one who spoke with the manager then, and then they took me in as an intern. So I started learning how to fix computers for them, and everything I did for them was free. I was going there every day. I wasn't under salary or anything. All I had was my transport fare. Mondays to Saturdays, I was going there, attending to customers that were coming to the cyber cafe. In fact, he even gave me.
You are just there as an intern,
Exactly.
or let's say apprentice.
Exactly. So I wasn't being paid.
Yes.
And I didn't mind.
Okay.
I didn't mind because it gave me the privilege to gain access to PCs. I had access to computers. I had access to fix systems, which is what I always wanted to do. So I was having clients and people who wanted to fix systems. Then I was still an apprentice. I really didn't know much because I just finished learning.
Yeah.
So I needed to practicalize what I've learned. So sometimes I do some jobs, it doesn't come out well, but then I kept on learning because the aim is perfection.
Exactly.
So being there gave me the privilege to now learn even those courses that I didn't learn before initially. All those use of MS Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, learning graphics designs, and the likes. And remember, I now have a skill in repairing systems. So I started fixing systems for people. Gradually, I got used to it. You understand? I can now fix multiple systems at once. I can do maintenance, I can repair. I also know networking, that's system networking. So being in that cyber cafe also gave me the privilege to communicate with people and socialize.
Yeah.
Because one of the basic principles of business, if you have to grow, you should be able to put yourself out there so that people will see you.
You need to socialize with people.
So people would
Network,
see you.
yeah.
Yes. So I was out there, I was meeting people, I was having contact, So I kept on going there every day, Mondays to Saturdays. I go fix systems, help them if they have customers, an overflow of customers. I help them attend to customers, filling of forms and the likes. That was how, it kept on growing to the point where I realized, okay, there could be more to this. I met someone who had a company and they needed someone to manage their website. I had no idea about web management. I've never written even a code before.
Okay, from the place you were learning how to repair computer, that's where you networked with the person that, yeah.
Okay. So I met this person and then he said, okay, if I can, I should manage their web. Mind you, I don't even know the link I would use to even log in a password to a website. Yeah, but then, one thing about me, I love a good challenge.
Yeah.
I love good challenges because either I fail and learn or I succeed and still learn.
Definitely.
There's no two ways about it. So I started doing my research. Called some friends to ask them if they know the link to even log into a website. I never knew there was something like a cpanel that you could even log into.
Yeah.
You understand? I never knew probably the website has an admin end where you can even obtain a password to log into the admin end.
Yes.
So I did my research. I was now given the number of the initial web administrator. He gave me the password to the cpanel. That was where I started learning. Okay, there's something like a cpanel. Okay, I gained access to the cpanel. I started studying the cpanel. Started doing little researches on my own.
Yeah.
So this was how every day it was a task for me. I must not fail.
And so sorry for cutting you short. Like, how much were they paying you by then?
I wasn't under any salary.
Even when you started with the web design stuff,
I wasn't under any salary. It was paid whatever he feels like.
Okay, he just give you. Okay, just
whatever
like an intern again.
Exactly.
From intern to an intern.
Exactly.
Okay.
The major idea for me
is just to gain experience.
Yes, I wanted to learn. I wanted to gain experience because I really understood that for me to get to the point where I want to get to, I should be able to network.
with people. Exactly.
Be able to network with people, and most importantly, you have people that you can easily call upon when you have challenges.
Yeah.
You understand?
You just getting colleagues. I mean, okay,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
So I was working on the website. I was learning, gradually, and then things started taking shape. Unfortunately, I think they had a new project, and then I left the company.
Okay.
I left the company. Then I kept on practicalizing on my own. And then being used to how does this work? How do I do this? With each challenges you learn.
Yeah.
With each challenges you learn. You fail, you stand up. Some days you feel like you work, and things are not actually going the way you plan. And then you feel like, it's as if I should give up on this stuff.
So, and during this period, you were in school, right?
I was in
So,
school.
how were you coping with schools and every other thing going on in your life, regardless of the fact that you are not being paid?
Well, how it was then, like I said earlier, sometimes you only have one chance at something. Then after that, you no longer have any chance. You may not have the opportunity again. Whatever opportunity I stumbled upon, then I took it as a one-time opportunity, and I shouldn't miss it. Sometimes I do miss lectures. There are days when I may be stepping out, and then somebody would call from the office that they need somebody to fix one or two things. I'm actually at the park to take a bus to school. I'll have to go back because I realized that education and working are two masters. You can't serve the two at a time. You need to pick one over the other. And if I pick education over my work, I don't have the finance to sponsor education. But if I pick my work over education, whatever I earn from there little by little, I can use it to finance my education. But then I wasn't really earning much. It was little from fixing systems. You do installations, you do formatting. That's where you earn little funds from.
Yeah, exactly.
And then sometimes you go around to do networking for people, system networking, where you combine systems and then they are printing from a particular server. So these were the areas where the funds were coming in. But as at then, web wasn't giving me any money. I was just learning it. I felt, okay, this is the next path. This is the next path in my career. I was learning it gradually, and I've always known that, like I said, perfection. When you're perfect with something, when you're good at it, you would excel.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to ask something. Was there any point in your life that you felt frustrated because, number one, you are not getting that money that you want? Because definitely you need money. Everybody needs money.
Sure.
To fund or to sponsor any project they are carrying out. You get. So, was there any point you felt frustrated because you are still in school and then also an intern? I mean, joining the both together.
Numerous times.
And like you felt like putting your hands inside an illegal business.
Numerous times. I've thought about it. I thought about it. I felt I need funds. I need money. When you're looking at your wardrobe, then you're having maybe 2 jeans.
If it's whiskey, one polo, one shirt.
God, you have 2 jeans, and maybe one of the jeans you've washed it to the point where it's even widened. You understand?
And you need belt to hold it.
Exactly. And even you don't even have a good belt. The slippers you're putting on to school, you get to a point where you become frustrated, and you're asking yourself questions like. You're seeing your peers that they are into illegalities and then they are making money. You're asking yourself, what is even stopping you? It's not like you don't have the brain.
Yeah.
But then there is just one question I usually ask myself, or I usually tell myself. I usually tell myself that these persons that are into illegalities, they don't just jump into illegalities and start making money. It takes them
series of time, treasure, and talent. I mean,
and a lot.
Brainstorming of things, different kind of scams.
I felt it is almost the same thing. The time I would spend in venturing into illegalities, up to the point where I would start gaining whatever I would gain from there, I can also put it into my work and keep on perfecting my skills. There are people who are making millions from my skills. from the profession I'm in.
Yes.
So the time I would put in or to enter into illegalities and then start perfecting it before I start making money, I would also put it in my skill. And also,
Yeah.
one other thing is, if I venture into illegalities,
Yeah.
how long will I be there? Will I be into illegalities till I'm 50, 55? What if we get to the point where it is no longer paying? What else would I do? Can I feed my family, my children with illegalities? What would I tell them if they ask, what does your father do? What would they say?
By then you are still single now.
Yes, I was still single.
Yeah.
I'm still single.
Yeah.
I'm not married
You
yet.
guys, you've already now you're still single. So like that's what you asked yourself. So but at what point do you felt so confident that something is coming out of Israel? I mean, something will come out of what you're doing.
Well,
Like, at what point do you feel like, okay, fine, let me be staying hungry every time. Let me be managing what I have till I get what I want.
I had a big break. That was 2018, I guess. I had a big break. It wasn't really a big break but then as at that point in time,
gave you that confidence.
yes, it
That's
gave me,
what I'm trying to
it
say.
gave me a lift.
Okay.
It gave me a lift.
So what?
I had this job
Okay.
with a particular parastatal then. Not really a parastatal. I think it was more like an NGO, but a government
Related.
political motivated NGO.
Okay.
You understand? So someone contacted me from there
All right.
to develop a website for them. So they didn't pay complete anyway. That's the downside of the job. But then I was paid 40,000 naira then. Either 40 or 45,000. And I was given this money cash.
For the first time.
Yes.
In the history of your work.
Yes, I was given this money cash. Full cash. And then I got my first new phone. I was using one
Android
useless phone then. So I got a fresh new phone then.
At least you are proud that you are the one that bought it.
I became proud. And there is something with success.
Yeah.
And it's success and failure are similar in the way they work.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes when you become successful, it becomes a streak. And failure also works that same way. Sometimes failure may become a streak. You get this job, it fails. You get this one, it fails. You go to this one, it fails. Success is also like that. You get this and then you succeed. So 2018, I had that break, and then I got my first phone, and then I did the job. I submitted the job. I think the pay was supposed to be 60k. They paid 40k to pay 20k later, and they didn't pay back the other balance. I tried reaching to the man. I called the man. I begged for my balance because the plan was it was towards December period, and the 2019 elections was coming. So they did the website for the 2019 elections, which was probably February or March.
Yeah.
So I was expecting the balance. It didn't come through. And that balance, I wanted to travel to go see my parents.
Okay.
And then show them that at least.
Show them love.
Yes, their son is surviving, because I wasn't taking anything from them as at that point.
Wanted to feed home.
Exactly.
After
you left
living home for some years.
Yes. So I was waiting for that money. It didn't come, so I couldn't travel. Remember, I've already bought a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I used over half of the money to buy a phone, and then like every website, you buy the domain, you buy the hosting, and then the person who did the referral was my colleague, still in that same cyber. That was where I got the contact. You understand? So someone gave you a referral, you should also tip the person and tell the person thank you.
Exactly.
So I gave the person something, and then got food for myself that I would eat. So some foodstuffs. Then foodstuffs were actually cheap.
Yeah.
And then now I was waiting for the remaining balance, 20k. That's where my transport fare and traveling home
was.
Yes. And this man didn't send it. I begged, called, and everything. There was nothing I could do. He was a government personnel, so I left the money for him. And then, as God would have it, the next year, January, February, I had another big break, and it was a step up. It was like over 5 times what I was paid initially. So, and that's because there was somebody I interacted with. I wouldn't forget. I like calling their names.
Yeah.
And someone answers his name. He opened my eyes. He was like, "You're now good at this to an extent. when you step out to do a business, you shouldn't say I will. You should say we will. Give them the sense that it is not just you. The bulk of
plenty of
yes, the
people
bulk of the decision doesn't end at your doorstep. You have a team you work with. You understand, and then you have to go back and then discuss
let
with
them
them.
know what is happening.
Because if it is you, they would want to negotiate with you alone and then come at a price they feel it will be suitable for just
For
you
you.
alone.
Because they feel you are the only one.
Yes. So I got that big break, and then I was paid 250,000.
Wow.
Yes, I was paid 250,000 for that job, and that was the first big break. And it gave me the insight that yes,
Can make more.
I can make more out of this. And it didn't take 2 months later, I had another one about 100K. So yes, it gave me, yes, I think now I can make more out of this. Got myself a new laptop, and then I started taking it serious, delving into different fields deeper. But then it doesn't mean there won't be any setback. There's always setback, as it is with our job. When you're a developer, you understand that hugely your majority of your client base comes from referrals.
Yes.
Me, I was just starting in the field, and basically I just know maybe 1 or 2 persons. So after some time, there was a lull, like there was a break. Jobs were not coming in. I had to go for my IT as well. So I wasn't really around in my base to take jobs. So it was like that period was also difficult. But then I've tasted money.
That's it. And with what you just said now, during those days, my father used to tell us that anybody that tests money, don't have this respect for education. Like, as in, not like you won't want to be educated, but as in, you feel like money comes first before any other thing. So, was your case like that?
No, it wasn't really like that. It wasn't really like that. I had a desire to
graduate.
Yes, but actually good grades.
Okay.
I had a desire to graduate with good grades, but your dad is right. When you taste money, the direction changes.
Exactly.
The direction changes. So when I tasted money, yes, I was like, okay, I could make more, but then you also need your degree. You still need to get your degree. So I was combining it. I was coming to lectures, but not that often. Trying to like patch up. Whenever I have jobs, I go for the jobs. Job comes first.
So, like, were you able to balance the equation between your work and your education?
It was difficult. I can't say I was able to balance it, because my job wasn't really in the school community. If it was in the school community, it would have been easy for me to balance it. It wasn't in the school community, so it was difficult for me to balance it. Even when I wasn't even making money. I could remember one time when a very aged man, I was also going to school that day. I had a quiz, and the lecturer whose quiz we had that day is somebody that you don't know when he will set his quiz. So you have to attend his course, and his quiz can come anytime. And when you miss his quiz, you're as good as almost failing the exams. You understand? The best you could get is maybe a C. You say you're too good, probably a B, but it is rare. C is the best you could get. So his course was that day. I think it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So I was going to school, prepared to go to school, and then I had a call from that cyber cafe. Somebody wants to build a website. And like I said, between school and work,
you need
work has the first priority,
because that's where you get your money to
even sponsor the school,
your schooling.
Yes.
So,
transport fare, buying handouts, and the like. It's from school, from my work rather.
Okay.
So I went to the office, and then I sat down with the man. The man said he wants to build a website. I said, okay, that's awesome. What kind of website does he want to build? He said he wants to build a company website. I said, okay. What and what would he need in terms of functionalities for the website? He told me. So from everything he's saying, his website would have a home page, an about us page, a service page, a contacts page. So I looked at it and I said, I'll bid you with 60,000. The man, he was startled. He looked at me. His first question was, what will I be doing with 60,000?
Are you serious?
What will I be doing with 60,000? But my school fees was 125,000. But I wasn't angry. I smiled.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny because I knew that I needed money. So I was bargaining with him. The man said he's only willing to pay 15,000.
Wait, from 60,000 down
Yes.
to 15,000
Yes.
naira. Not even 30, 40. I was thinking, oh god.
He was only willing to pay 15,000, which is around 1/4 or thereabouts of the money. Inside that 15,000, you would buy domain name, you would buy the hosting, and then you would CPU the site. So I knew it wasn't really obtainable. I can't work on the budget. I had to leave. Now I went to school. And getting to school, I was told that the lecturer just left. And he didn't just have a course. They wrote his quiz that morning. So I missed the quiz, and the money I went for, I missed the money. So these are some of the scenarios I had then in school. And sometimes it was painful, but I've actually grown thick skin for it. You know, like they say, big boys don't cry. So I've grown thick skin for it. And over the time, after some time, I started enjoying the hard work. You know, Sometimes I come back home by 12 a.m. I could be somewhere setting up a printer for somebody. I have to set up that printer so that I can come back home with something. Because the next day I have to go to school. And if I don't have any success that day, it means I may not be paid that day. So you see me in the home of somebody by 12 a.m. trying to set up the printer so that it works perfectly with the system the person just bought. So it was a struggle, but it taught me a lot of things. And I appreciated the hustle. I appreciated the struggle, and it is something that every young man should appreciate the hard work. You know, you need to love. It's not easy, but you need to love the hustle. You need to love the struggle. Don't take it in. Don't let it get to you. Just see it as a phase that you'd have to pass through. Because a couple of years later, you look back and then you would smile. Because it is those years that would actually make you. It is those years that will make you stronger. The challenges I have now are different from the challenges I have then. But I am strong now to bear them. I could have a contract agreement with somebody and then we've actually spoken price and amount. You just have to sit down and then sign the contract. And then I'll hear a call and then they'll say they have pulled the contract. They don't think they want to go ahead with it. I'll say, well, okay.
That's another aspect, because I was thinking, like, are there days during your struggling days? Okay, maybe let's say now, there are days that things usually looks like it's upside down, it's tumbling.
Not really.
Okay.
They said each life is just like almost similar to a game. Each level opens a different challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Each level opens a different challenge. So the challenges I have now, it's different from the kind of challenge I have then. The challenge I have then may be eating good food.
Yes.
You know, having
living
to go
in a good apartment and stuff like that.
Dressing well and stuff like that. Those are not the challenges I have now. Challenges I have now may be how to get this organization to approve this particular job we want to do, or this project we want to do. You understand? Who do I meet? So that they get to look at this project, you know, and then get to approve the project, understand what I'm trying to do. So those are the challenges you would have now. And then sometimes you have the challenges of you go to an office and then you have a one-on-one meeting and then you tell them things you want to do and then they look at it and say, oh, so I love it. And then sometimes you hear that someone has done it. You understand?
Yeah.
And you, of course, you know the climb where we find ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if you decide to do, there's something called, I've forgotten the name now, patenting.
Yeah.
Where you patent someone can say do it and then make some tweaks to it and then tell you it's actually different from what you actually came with.
Yeah.
You understand? So challenges I have now are actually different from the challenges I have then. But because of my experiences then, I enjoy the challenges I have now, because each challenge I have, I just smile and then understand that, oh, well, I've learned this.
Definitely, you must enjoy it, because looking from how you started and where you started, it's something that has a huge gap between each other. So Now, guys, this question I want to ask you. Don't just I don't know how to. We ask each other.
Ask me
We
the one
ask
when I
it.
go answer.
So fine. So like, what is the highest amount? I mean, the highest amount you've made in this, because everybody knows how big tech is. I mean, the kind of money it pumps whenever it wants to pay you. It pays you handsomely, like most people usually say. My guy, my guy those years we say egodi, because there's plenty amount of money to be made. Okay, so tell me, like, what is the highest amount you've made?
Well, I wouldn't want to put a figure to it, but
Okay. 10 million, 20 million.
I've made good money from tech.
Okay.
Yes,
like, can you give us range since you don't want to talk? 10 million, 20, 30, 50, 100.
I've made good money from tech, not to be poor again.
Okay. So guys, you've heard him. Tech pays handsomely. Everybody knows that shit. Forgive me for using shit, you know. So, but everybody knows that tech pays a lot. I mean, his case, I know, won't be different from this. So now, I heard you also have projects going on. I mean, launched projects already going on. Can you highlight those projects for us?
Okay, yes, we have some projects going on, and they're actually on the final phase. We have some security projects, because what we do, we're into access security systems, we're into SAS, that's software as a service for government entities and other private organizations. You understand? So once we're done, we'll actually disclose it to the public. You know, we're cooking it.
So, like, does it mean, okay, you don't have any already launched project now?
We have a project that is launching. It's almost done. It is launching soon.
Can you tell us more about the project? Because that's what I want to know. Or you want it to be fully launched before you can disclose it?
We feel like the project, the sweetness of the project, you know, sometimes somebody may be cooking a food, you know, and then if they tell you this is the food they are cooking and the food is sweet, if you don't taste it, you wouldn't believe that it's that. So it's better you taste it. But then we have a project we're actually launching. One of them is a training program for students.
All right.
Training program for students, O-level students, undergraduates, even NYC students, where they get to register, have a dashboard on their own, and that dashboard, it's like an online school for them, a portal, where they tend to learn different tech skills. You understand? How it works is they select a particular tech skill, and then they get trained on that skill. So they go to our platform, register, have their own dashboard, have their trainings, I think 3 times a week or thereabouts, you know, and then they get to have classwork, assignments, and the likes. You know, so that is one of the major programs we have going on now for undergraduates, O-level, and even NYSC, even those that are actually not in school as well.
The project makes sense though, because now in this age and time we are now, I mean, it's just like tech skills is already taking everything. The tech skills is already taking everything. Even the we still discuss it in another podcast. Even the business of today, all of them relies on tech skills.
Yes, you know, we want to give them something I never had. And that was putting them under pressure. You know, it's an intense training.
Like,
what I mean putting them under pressure is when you put them in a work environment. After training them, you put them in a work environment. We have an option to employ. If you're done training, we employ them. You understand? So they have the option to, when they are done training, they learn. You understand? Then it's now like an internship. They have the opportunity to learn, have the opportunity to even interact with clients and understand clients' needs. I never had that. I had to go out to acquire that, and I had to pursue that. So they have the option. When they are done learning, we absorb them, most of them, in as part of our staffs, and then start taking part of our interns.
Let me get this clear. Like, after learning the skill, you employ them.
No, we take them as interns.
Okay, as interns.
Yes.
To learn, to practice what they've learned, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So once they are done practicing, obviously you now sieve. Those ones that are actually serious, you expose them to clients. You understand? You have to take jobs from clients. Maybe we get jobs from clients, we give them to handle. So they tend to understand the pressure that comes with the job.
Project management.
Exactly. They tend to understand the project that comes with the job, because these are the things that you'd learn. Sometimes clients could be difficult. They're usually difficult. So when you have a team and then a project is handed down to you, you understand the difficulties they face in the job. You now have a first-hand experience. It's just like the Igbo apprenticeship system. You understand why it makes sense is because you send someone to go and learn. Where they are learning how to sell the product. They are learning where to buy the product. They are learning how to interact with customers. And then at the end of the program, they now have people they can reach out to, that they now have their own shops. This is just how it is. So you have your interns, you expose them to how the job is done, the nitty-gritties of the job, how to attend to clients, how to attend to client needs, how to do certain things. So when they are done, if they decide to go start up on their own, they now have 1, 2, 3 persons they can call as a client. Oh, I don't have a shop, or I don't have my own office. So it's a process.
Yeah.
You understand? So we're exposing them to that process. They learn, they face the pressure of attending to clients, and then they get to converse with clients and then understand client needs and problems, and then how to solve clients' problems. Because tech as it is, it's hugely referral based.
Sure.
It's hugely referral based. Yeah. So you're helping them when you expose them to clients, and then they get to do jobs for clients, and then the time when they start up on their own, when they decide to start up on their own, they can now have a client base that can refer them to other
clients.
Because the aim is training as much people as possible to be fast in technology.
That's nice. That's good to hear. So you guys have heard it. So lastly, before we call it a wonderful episode, which it has always been, what's the advice you are giving to people who are going through hard times now? Being a Nigerian alone, you're already going through hard times. Look up. Then if you are from a poor family or from a poor background, it's another handicap for you.
2-0.
I mean, 2-0, exactly. Life is already giving you 2-0. So you need to fight your way through. I mean, when I mean fight, you don't just backslide. Maybe someone beat you today, you backslide, say I'm not fighting again. You need to keep fighting till you get to where you are. And that has been the story of many of us, including you right here. So what advice are you giving to anybody who's going through any hard times now and hoping that one day everything is going to be shiny? I mean, the paths are going to be cleared just like yours.
I don't want to say what everybody has already known. I don't like saying what everybody has already known. The normal cliche, tough time don't last. What people do. Tough time doesn't
sometimes
end.
It doesn't. It lasts till the day you die. But the only thing that doesn't last is, the way you approach tough times.
Tough times doesn't end.
Yeah.
You keep on having challenges.
Okay.
You understand? Keep on having challenges. You never stop having challenges. How you approach challenges is what matters. The mindset that you approach challenges with is what matters. 2 persons may have similar challenge, and one other person may decide to end it all, while the other person go ahead to succeed. So it's all based on how you decide to handle challenges.
Yeah.
I would always tell people that the first step to handling tough times is grit. You need to have grit. You need to have perseverance. You understand? You need to have the perseverance to outlast whatever challenges you're having at that particular time. Always have to think, this challenge I have at this moment, do I have the capacity to solve it? Okay. If you have the capacity to solve it, you go ahead and solve it. If you don't have the capacity to solve it at that moment, you shelve it and move on to other things. You understand?
Yeah.
You shelve it and move on to other things. That's how you handle life. And you have to understand that one of the basic things is, like I said earlier, ability. Availability is the best ability.
Okay.
You have to be available. People have to know that you are available. When you are available, people come today, is he around? Yes.
Okay.
Come tomorrow, is he around? Yes. Now they can be sure to give you a job to do because they know they will meet you.
Exactly. They know
Now,
where they will meet
exactly. They know they will meet you consistently if they come.
Yes.
You understand? When they come every day, they see you here. That was how it was for me. I was always available. When they come, people always see me. They used to call me engineer then.
Okay.
That was what they call me.
Yeah.
I never studied anything.
Engineering.
They used to call me
So what did
engineer
you
then.
study in school?
I did agric economics. I was just a technician.
Okay, you are a farmer.
Pure farmer.
Turned engineer.
Tomato and vegetable. That's what I do.
Okay.
You know, but I was always available. You would always see me there. Every day I am there. Every day, Mondays to Saturdays, I am there. When customers are much, I am there. When they are not much, I am there. So I'm conversing with customers, and then some of them, this is my laptop self. It had issues, so I was unable to do it. I say, bring it now. That's what I do. Oh, you fix system? I say, yes, bring it. I can fix it. Now, you are now available. That's your best ability. The second thing is quality of the job you do. When they bring that job to you and they realize that, oh, you can actually fix it. Now they say, okay, this person can fix this thing. No? Referrals will start coming in. You're always available. You're good at what you do. These are the most essential things you need to succeed. It's just like someone in your compound or in your yard or close to where you live. Every time you step out to buy something, somebody just opened the shop.
Yeah.
You're going out to buy something, and today she is there.
Tomorrow
she's there. Today you bought a bag of water. So tomorrow you're coming back. Instead of to buy a bag of water outside, you said there's somebody close to my house. I'll just buy a bag of water and then take it. You went and then she's not there. You decided to go back and buy the bag of water. The third day you came back and then she's there. You bought bag of water. Another day you came, she's not there. She's inconsistent. At a point you realize that you're coming back and then you're telling yourself, instead of buying this, I don't know if this woman will be there or not. Let me just buy this one I'm seeing on the way. You understand? Let me buy this person I'm seeing on the road. Let me buy from her and then bring it back home because I'm not sure this person will be here.
Yeah,
and in fact, where it now gets worse is when you buy what you want to buy on the road and then you're coming back, the person is not around. It confirms your whole idea.
And it will make you to stick
You're not
to where
certain.
you are buying.
Exactly, you're not certain. So availability is the best ability.
Okay.
Your customers, your clients wants to know that you're available. As I am, if you call me by 2 a.m. for a job, I'm always there. Call me by 11 p.m. always available. Someone will always attend to you. You understand? Bring them all in. I am available. You understand? What will now keep you? You're now a first-time customer. What makes you a returning customer is the quality of the job. So if the job has quality, you'll always return. And remember, like I said, our job is 90% referral. And what works for me is that I really have a high returning customers. I usually have high returning customers. So, and then my goodwill is actually have a goodwill.
Doing something for you.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where we are going to be wrapping it up on today's episode on Thinking Out Loud. And I hope you guys learned something good in this podcast. So, if you have any question or anything to say, just leave in the comment section and make sure to like and subscribe. It's very important. It's just a simple way you can support us in this journey. So like and subscribe, and then we'll be friends forever. So thanks for watching, guys, and bro, thanks for coming to this podcast.
Pleasure is mine, bro.
Yeah.
Pleasure is mine.
Yeah.